Hey, it's Georgina and Dan.
And we're here for a new episode of Please At Me.
And Frida's here too, in case you hear her whining, because we're not giving her attention.
She made the noise right at the title.
I know. It's like she knew.
She wants to be part of it.
Yeah. Well, one day, Frida, maybe. So, every time we record an episode, we usually talk about what we're drinking. And today, I'm so excited. It's just a little over 1 year we've been here in Columbus, Ohio. And a wonderful Ohio-based spirit company, Noble Cut, sent us a delicious whiskey to try. And so Noble Cut was founded in 2014 in Gahanna. We are not Columbus natives, so it might be Gahanna, not sure. So apologies to any Ohioans watching.
The Scioto River.
We don't need to get into that one. But we're really excited to be working with them and highlighting local brands, because that's what we'd love to do most, really. And one thing I did want to speak about before I quiet down and let Dan speak is the name Noble Cut. So I love trying new brands and learning more about processes. So I was like, where does the name Noble Cut come from? And I learned in the process of distilling spirits that they make several cuts to get rid of the unwanted parts of the alcohol. And the most coveted cut is the Noble Cut. And Noble Cut is only comprised of noble cuts. So you can kind of always count on high quality, superior kind of taste. I shouldn't say superior, just excellent taste and quality. So
That's really interesting, because I know like the first part of it, like you can't even drink. It's like poisonous. And then there's like a second part, and there's like different parts where like it tastes like the best. So yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that's incredible.
And I haven't even tried it yet, so cheers. And this is apple flavored, and I can smell it in the room. It's fantastic.
It smells delicious, like a crisp, nice apple.
And we're going to make a drink with this on TikTok later.
We are going to share a delicious drink with you. So stay tuned for that. But, per usual, we want to talk to you about what we've been up to, some new stuff in kind of the creator world, and maybe a few other little surprises. So what have you been up to, Dan?
Well, I've been mostly focused on pumping out content on TikTok.
He says pumping out. What he means is carefully curating.
Yes. But I've been trying to do it every day, basically. Last time we did this video, I mentioned I was going on a retreat with a bunch of bloggers. And when we did some brainstorming sessions about the path forward for all of us and like different obstacles to overcome. And it's very interesting because like it felt like the things they were saying, like it was right there in front of me, and it just took being like in a different environment to kind of like realize these sort of things that
amongst your peers,
right? Yeah. And so one thing was that I should be putting a lot of stuff on TikTok, and
which I've been saying for months.
Well, I have been doing it for years,
yes,
but I just haven't been as like steady or regular.
Yeah.
And it's been great, and I already have a video with like 7 million views, and
yes,
it's been a lot of fun like interacting on there, and just like the community is so fun, and it's always just
creative,
like great.
And just it's just such a more open and creative platform. I shouldn't say more. It is a new frontier that's creative and open, and it's we really love that. Frida's sitting behind us watching us annoyed.
She's trying to get on camera to be part of it.
She is. She's back there.
I also just really like that, it's just interesting seeing people see my stuff again and interact with it, because it just feels like, and I've been yelling into the void with my recipes lately.
Yes. It can be tough. And I can't imagine how tough it is being a creator full time, and like kind of the pressure to always keep up with all of these platforms. We've both done it. There was Snapchat, there was like Vine, like just what was that other one? Started with a P.
Periscope.
Yes. So we've like, you know, and they're exciting for a little bit. Sometimes they fizzle out. That's the nature of kind of startups and things like that. But TikTok seems to have some real staying power. And then kind of as a marketer, I've been, you know, seeing how budgets have been kind of pushed and allocated to TikTok. And so I've been saying to Dan, I'm like, you got to build up that TikTok. And he's like, yes, absolutely. I agree with you. Let me finish my 5th cookbook. All these TV segments, radio shows, like, and
unpack the house
and recipe development. Now for our favorite local brewery, one of our local favorite breweries, Land Grant, which I don't mean to spill the beans on. Why don't you tell that great news story?
I just have been, I've been working there a few days a week in the back. It's really great because I've been able to just like explore my love of craft beer in a different way, and meet people, and everyone who works there has been awesome. And I started making some recipes with some of their beer, and I posted one chili so far, and I'm going to do a cheesecake with the stout soon. And yeah, it's been fun, really great.
It's been so wonderful, and it's been so cool to kind of see you explore this new side. You know, I always wondered if we would do something in beer together, in some way. And I feel like this is kind of a building block. Although creating your own beer is extremely expensive. I think the first place we learned that was when we toured, or where I learned that was when we toured Bentwater, and they told us how many things went wrong and how much some of those huge things costed. I can't remember the name of it, but I was like, whoa, a lot to this.
And what's awesome is that she loves the beer too.
Oh my goodness, I love it. My favorite beer of theirs is Lemon Glow, but I always try new beers. They have one called Sweater Weather, which is a nice kind of fall spice. I think you use that in
for the chili.
Yeah.
It's actually called Sweater Vibes, but
Sorry.
I call it Sweater Weather all the time too.
Do
I even
you?
wrote the whole blog post and then was like,
sorry,
oh.
Land Grant. But we have been having the best fall in Columbus. We've just been bopping around, you know, just hanging at Land Grant. Went to the school pop-up for the designer behind Ransom Supply. Just hitting a couple of great restaurants. Tonight we're going out to dinner with our neighbors from our previous place. Joined a book club, which was really fun. Kind of found my tribe. And they've introduced me to a lot of great places here in Columbus, like this shop that I love, Coco. It's kind of a refillery. You bring your bottles and jars, and you basically fill them up with like household cleaners, laundry detergent, beauty products, and I really love it. They have a location in Clintonville where I usually go, where my friends live, and then also one downtown. And I think they may have a few more. They have one in like Louisville and a couple other places. So really great company, and I've always had a great experience going in there. So plus sustainability, guys, save the earth. This week I also did fly to LA for a project that we are both still under NDA because the company and the brand hasn't launched, but we're working as creators for the brand, and we're really excited about it. It's a delicious, nutrient-filled product. And again, it launches next week, so we're going to be able to tell you more about it. We're creating some content tomorrow for it. So next episode, we'll be able to chat a little bit more about it. But It's a very cool new product that I believe is going to be huge. So you heard it here first, but you didn't hear a name, so you don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is huge, isn't it?
This is huge. It's, yeah.
I've been working really hard too on fixing my website.
Oh,
There's
my
like a lot of
goodness.
problems with it, and
Not just fixing the website. So some of you probably know this, but Dan, tell us about your academic background.
oh well, I went to school for computer science.
For computer science. So he like built systems. And so give us some background on fixing your website. Like what is the issue and like what's going on?
So first, the first instance of my website, I basically built it from the ground up.
Oh, wow.
And I was on that for like a year, and then I switched to, there was like 2 popular websites at the time. Movable Type was one, and WordPress was the other.
Got it.
And I was like, this movable type thing looks like it's the front runner here to stay. And then after 3 years, movable type was like almost obsolete, and I transferred everything over to WordPress. And at that time was when recipe cards started getting popular.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, cool. This recipe card looks like it's the front runner and it's going to be here to stay. And of course, it's not good anymore. And every single person uses a different plugin, and mine can't automatically transfer to that one. Mm-hmm. So I've been focusing more on the social media side and less on the website side, because it was a decision that I made to do, and sort of like you can take a few different paths as a food creator. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of just like saw those problems and like kind of just like let them go, because I was too focused on the other direction.
Well, the other direction in like 4 books and like a million other things going on in your life.
Right. I mean, that's fair, but at the same time, like I should have probably gotten on top of this a little sooner. But I was worried also because these things cost like so much money, usually
So
like
much.
20
Oh my
grand or
goodness.
something.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I spoke with a guy who does a lot of like upkeep for websites, and he actually...
How did you get in contact with them? Again, I think it was through the blogger.
No, this was
Summit?
actually through
The
like
Facebook
a
group?
Facebook group.
Oh, okay. Either way, though, I just like, Dan was like unsure on whether or not to go to this blogger kind of event. And we both had questions and thoughts about like everything that was going on in the world and like our health and things like that. And so we weren't sure, but ultimately we both felt like it was a great move for his career. And what
Yeah,
was
and
that?
it was people on the trip that helped convince me to like really get going with it.
Which I'm so glad about, because
So-
he like never spends money on himself and his own business, and I'm like,
But talking to a consultant basically convinced me that I could actually do a lot of the stuff myself, and that it wouldn't cost like so much money.
which is incredible. And like the first day, he was like, I just did something, and then he was like, well, I think I broke something too.
Yeah.
Which is like, honestly, because I worked at startups where I worked with product and engineering, I feel like that's how most releases go. Like we're like, yeah, we did it, and then we're like, oh shoot, we can't email anybody.
It's kind of crazy, but I'm on the new version of things, but only
Gotta
like
lift myself up.
I would say only like 10% of my posts are like turned over into the new type. But
Okay, wait, he's saying only 10%. So you have basically 13 years worth of posts. He used to post every day.
yeah,
Like, so, like how many? It's only 10%, which is like hundreds.
a few hundred probably, yeah.
Okay. So give yourself a break, first
So
of all.
maybe if let's say I did 150 so far, but I've already seen like a 20% increase in traffic just from that little bit. I mean, it's
That is
also like
incredible.
Thanksgiving's coming up.
He has a lot of great
So like,
stuffing recipes.
well, any food blogger will tell you that like November is
They're like,
the-
oh, better get cooking. Oh.
yeah. So, so I've seen a lot of return on that effort already. So it's great.
Oh, I'm so proud of him. Professionally for me, we just wrapped up Thanksgiving Food Fest for the kitchen at work, which was wonderful. We had incredible chefs like Dory Greenspan, Shanika Graham White, whose cookbook I just purchased. It's Orchids and Sweet Tea. Incredible. A lot of plant-forward recipes with Jamaican and Southern influences. So actually, I'm going to an event tomorrow. We're celebrating a friend, and I noticed in the text chain that someone was vegan, or that she was bringing vegan food. So I was like, oh, perfect time to try one of her recipes and bring it. They're these like jerk barbecue meatballs, and they're plant-based. So I'm really excited about them. You make the barbecue sauce from scratch,
which we did today, and it's so good.
It's so good. Dan actually, he made the jerk seasoning completely, and then you make the ketchup and just blend them, and it just smells and tastes incredible. So a lot of great cooking we've been doing. Also another great cookbook. Ooh.
Well, her book is incredible also because like plant forward is a great way to put it, because it's like not strictly vegan.
That's like my life, right? Because like I'm not strictly vegan, but I try to incorporate plants as much as possible and limit my animal product consumption. So I agree. Buy the cookbook. It's incredible. We also made a great pumpkin soup. That was so good. So wonderful cookbook. So glad to support her. Also, Abra, I think her name is Abra, or pronounced Abra. No, probably Abra. I'm not sure. You probably may have seen in my stories, but she put out, I believe it's her second or third cookbook. She is so talented. I've actually been following her for a little while, and I reached out to her, I don't know, 6 or 9 months ago about a campaign that we had coming up with the kitchen, and we didn't actually end up doing that campaign the way we imagined it, but we made a great connection, and I felt so good about her and like what she stood for, and we stayed in contact, and she sent me her book, which means a lot. But I'm so excited to cook from her cookbook. She also, along with the book, sent some like different grains from local distributors close to where she is.
Well, the book is all about using different grains. So it's funny because like it came with all the grains, and the book had like residue from the grains on there, and it was like very
perfect.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. And we're gonna be linking both of these cookbooks on Instagram, in the podcast, Spotify, anything, so that you can find them. And of course, you'll see some of these recipes in our feed. But just love how much we've been inspired. Gregory's book that came out, earlier this year, we cooked from. Just being so inspired by all of this incredible culinary talent putting out their books.
Well, I will say it's been nice. Like we've been cooking together a lot more because your job has that balance that you're able to, and you're working from home, so you don't have to worry about a commute, and you kind of like plan out some ideas, and then I do some prep work, and then we finish it off together. It's like really, and on top of that, all those recipes that we cook together end up inspiring me to make really cool, creative, new recipes for my website. So it's been really great.
So I just went upstairs to put Frida in a little timeout because you probably just heard her a bit. She's getting a little wily. But while I was up there, I wanted to grab Abra's cookbook. It is absolutely stunning. Just to give you a little glance at it, it's called Grist, A Practical Guide to Cooking Grains, Beans, Seeds, and Legumes. And it is just an absolutely stunning cookbook. So.
Oh, this looks great right here.
It really does. I already have like a bunch of different cookbooks bookmarked that I wanna make. So I just want to make sure that we mention that because she was so kind to send it along. So thank you.
Speaking of books, I've been ramping up everything for the Nacho book. I've been shooting so many videos.
Radio.
Go live, doing some radio spots already.
Some TVs coming up.
Yeah. And it's really exciting, and I love this period of time.
Yes.
I can't wait to get some books. I don't know what's going on. I know the shortages have been like a mess, and the shipping issues. So we'll see. Normally I have books by now.
Mm-hmm.
We have also like finalized a list of all my influencer buds to send books out, and I'm so excited.
When can people pre-order the book?
Pre-order now.
You can pre-order it right now?
If you pre-order it now, you get it.
So you're going to put the link in the bio or
Christmas.
What?
You get it before Christmas if you pre-order
Can
now.
you believe he hasn't said you can pre-order the book now?
Well, I'll say this.
I feel I'm the only one.
I'm not promoting it much yet as a thing to
joking.
buy for Christmas. It's more
in case it doesn't arrive, because it's supposed to launch in January.
It's so weird with cookbooks now, but the launch date is like the first week of January. But like on a lot of distributors, it's like if you pre-order, you will get it on the 19th of December.
Yes. And is there a little star like, well, maybe delays?
No star.
Potentially.
No star.
None? Okay.
So I'm not pushing it. The point is the marketing campaign kicks off in January, not for the holiday season.
Awesome.
But
I mean, we're going to be in New York, I think around the first week of December. You should let your publicist know. Are you going to cut this part?
I was thinking of saying it. We're going to be, I can't wait for all this travel. We're going to be in New York, Boston, and Ciudad de Mexico.
Yes. Dan he's really immersed himself into his Spanish studies. So we both started, but he has really kind of persisted, and he spends a lot of time every day studying Spanish.
Bing,
yeah,
bing,
I hear
bing.
it, and it's fantastic. It's so great to see him, so dedicated to something, to multiple things. Like I've seen him always so dedicated to his business, food and writing, but to see something else, it's so cool, and I started out strong, then I kind of petered out. So,
but the goal was always me learning it. You wanted to join along, and just doing it at all is great.
Yeah. He's being kind.
But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Honestly, gonna be crazy starting like next week with starting to travel and with like really ramping up the book and some of our sort of holiday-oriented content. And
yes, we're so excited.
It's gonna be great. Yes, I'm very excited. No, it's been great. Thank you all for joining us. We will be back hopefully next month to do a pre-holiday episode, and then after that,
2022.
Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers. Thank you, Noble Cut, for the drink that we are enjoying. Delicious apple whiskey. And I hope you all enjoyed joining us this evening.